Hey everyone, welcome to another video. In this video I'm gonna be showing you some things from the Flower Nose Swan Ballet collection. I got a few things, I'm just gonna be trying them out and share with you my first impression thoughts. So let's get into it. So now this time around I actually decided to keep it pretty minimal, to just get the things that I really wanted to try. And I even I took a long time to actually order because I was unsure what I wanted to do, and I was like, you know what, buying a few things that I'm excited about can still make for a fun video, and who knows, maybe one of these things was the thing that you wanted to know about. So what I got, first up, let's get the extra things out of the way. I got this little pouch, this kind of like soft fabric pouch. I got it for free. It has a little pearl here on the side, very, I don't know, Zeros-esque. Does it make you think of the Zeros? This whole collection kind of makes me think of my youth. Like, I was doing ballet for like a little bit there when I was really young, but they thought I was too young to actually do any dancing or choreo, and I was like, when can I do the dancing? And then I gave up before I actually got to the point I was just too young, but I didn't realize. So the Swan Ballet collection itself, everything is in very like intricate packaging. Once again, like, this is what Flower Nose does. This is their thing. This is the outer box of the eyeshadow palette. It is a very like Baroque almost, and it has a swan on the front. And then, as always, we have very intricate packaging of the actual makeup as well. This is the eyeshadow palette. I decided to get the 03 Pink Swan eyeshadow palette, and like, it feels pretty heavy, it feels pretty weighty. The actual packaging is really nice. We have kind of like a ombre effect where it's supposed to be water on the packaging, which looks really cool. It's very reflective. And then the actual color story of the palette that I chose is very like pink, but we have a deepening up shade, and we have two very sparkly kind of duochromy shimmers. And the swatches of these two, those are what kind of like convinced me to buy this palette. That made me go, ooh, that looks interesting. So we have kind of like a pink to yellow, almost like pink to yellow orange, and then we have a lighter pink. It has more of a cool tone sheen to it, and as you will see in the swatches, these are absolutely magical. Like, they look so sparkly, very cool. And then, oh right, I was supposed to mention this when I was talking about the extra things because I got this for free. This is the blush brush. They always like throw this in there when you do an order. As far as I know, like, this is the thing that Flower Nose does. It's like a pretty nicely shaped blush brush, very like precise, a little bit like scraping, not super soft, but it does work. At least if it's the same as the one from the Moonlight Mermaid collection. And then I got two lipsticks. These lipsticks are the shiny lipstick from Flower Nose. And what made me like super interested in these is that they're saying that these are transfer proof. And a shiny lipstick that's transfer proof, I mean, if that's true, sign me up. I want it, so I'm gonna try it. First up, this packaging is actually huge. Like, it's really cute. It makes me think a lot of like the Barbie movie, like Barbie Princess and the Pauper or something like that. Like the pink and the blue, it just takes me back. And I got the shade BO2, which is kind of like this rosy terracotta shade, very shiny, and I feel like they smell a little bit like pineapple. It's a thing that comes to mind when I smell this, but it's pretty faint, it's not too strong. And then I got the shade BO4 Silver Moon, and the name of the other one is Mary Jane. So Silver Moon is more of a cool toned light pink, a very cool tone shade. I thought this looked really beautiful on the models, so very excited to try those lipsticks. I decided to not get a blush because I didn't feel with the blush that I tried from the Moonlight Mermaid collection that was totally up my alley, and I feel like they're always doing a little bit of the same thing. So I decided to just get the eyeshadow lipsticks, and we're gonna try it out. I'm gonna zoom you in. All right, let's get into the eyeshadow first. And I'm very excited to try as many shades as possible on my eyes. I am gonna be starting out the eye look with this shade over here. I don't believe these shades have any names. By the way, the embossing in this palette is so cute, but it does disappear fairly quickly. Like, it's very intricate, but then it just fades. But the vibes are really cute. Okay, let's see how pigmented this is. I feel like it's gonna be quite a soft but cute and sparkly look. Alright, that's a nice shade, kind of rosy. I personally love pink, so I don't mind that this palette is leaning very pink. There's also a little bit more of a different color story with the red, white and black, which I think is a little bit out there for them. Like, it's cool, but it's not entirely up my alley. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of this shade over here and maybe a little bit towards the inner third of the crease, but I don't feel like it's a little bit more cool toned. Yeah, I do see a little bit of a difference. To be honest, I don't know if both of these needed to be in this palette, but it's a little different. It's subtle. It's a subtle difference. Now I'm gonna take the dark brown and see if we can deepen up this look. I'm just gonna take a little bit in the outer corner like this. It's not like the deepest shade ever like this. I think if I would start with this shade, then probably I could get it to be pretty deep, but now it just meshes with the pink a lot. But I don't really mind it for this look. I'm gonna try it different ways later, of course. By the way, if you hear any yelling in the background, the neighborhood kids are playing outside under my window, and I'm just gonna continue filming a video because I'm gonna be losing light and I wanted to use a little bit of natural light in this video, so sorry if you hear a little bit of that. Just gonna blend a little bit with a big fluffy brush, and it's blending pretty nicely. I don't really have any problems. It's just pretty soft, but like nothing I didn't expect. It's not a quality issue. It's also the way, like the order in which I applied the eyeshadow, but I think so far it's looking pretty good. And now it's time to try some shimmers. I think I'm gonna start with the deepest shade, more towards the outer corner and middle of the lid. Okay, that is stunning. That's so stunning. That is one of the prettiest shimmers I have tried recently. It is so sparkly, it's so duochrome, and it just looks so cool. Okay, I really like that. It's a pretty soft shade, so the embossing that was in the pan just is disappearing pretty quickly, but makeup is meant to be used. Well, I can totally get if you would buy this and just leave it like this, like not like this, like the way it looked when it was new, because it's really pretty. Like, the vibes are immaculate. Just gonna blend it all together a little bit. And then it's time to take the lighter shimmer. I'm just gonna take that on the lid as well, more towards this part. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, that is really stunning. These shimmers are on another level. Like, the shimmers in one of the Moonlight Mermaid palettes that I tried were a little lackluster, and the other one they were quite nice, but this is even a step up, like a step further. This is so beautiful. I can see myself wearing these like for parties, for everyday looks, for Christmas. Like, this is looking so good, and the colors are so up my alley. I really love it. I'm gonna take a brush to kind of smoke out the lash line a little bit. I think I'm just gonna go with this little one, and I'm just gonna take the dark brown, just deepen this up a little bit more, just the outer part, because I lost a little bit of depth. Okay, I kind of love this look. Nowadays, I've been kind of keeping my lower lash line bare more often, and I think with this look, that's also what I want to do. Alright, I'm gonna finish off the rest of my makeup except the lips, and then we're gonna try out the lipsticks. I totally forgot I wanted to do another step. I forgot one shade, the light pink. I wanted to use that in my inner corner. I was already putting on my concealer, but just gonna pop this in. I want to see if it is pigmented enough for the inner corner highlight. Okay, that is pigmented enough. That looks good. That's a nice shade. That's really pretty. Alright, I put in some bronzer, a little bit of blush, a little bit of highlighter, dip my brows. And now it's time to do some lip swatches. I think we're gonna start with the shade BO2, the more kind of like, I don't know, corally, oh, not really like a coral, a little bit more like terracotta rosy shade. Alright, that looks actually gorgeous, and I don't feel like it's too pigmented, it's buildable. I'm feeling a little bit of mintiness. It feels really comfortable, really thin, but still hydrating. I really like the shade, very rosy, very pretty, very good for like every day. I'm just gonna let it sit for a second and do a little bit of a transfer test, because if they promise this, I want to know if it's true. Okay, let's see. I would say that's pretty impressive. Like, a little bit of the shine comes off, but I wouldn't say that much of the color is actually on my hand. When I look at it like this, I wouldn't really say that it has transferred. I just see a little bit of like a Vaseline-y glow. That's really impressive. Like, I do notice that it feels a little bit less glossy, and it looks still glossy, but maybe a little bit less. Like, it loses maybe a little bit of the glossiness, but the color is still there. That's really interesting. Alright, let's apply BO4, the more cool toned pinky one. Once again, it's a beautiful shade. It looks amazing. Like, this formula is really looking nice. Like, very glazed, very glowy, very glossy. And I really like this shade. It doesn't emphasize any texture. It just glides over, which I really love, because sometimes with a little bit more of a cool tone pink, it can emphasize a little bit of the dryness that I have on my lips. Like a little bit of texture there. This is looking really good, and I love the way it looks with the rest of the makeup. The pineapple scent, I do smell it a little bit now that it's on my lips, and I do smell it when I'm applying it. Like, it's there, it's noticeable. Alright, once again, let's do a little bit of a kiss test. Maybe a little bit more over here, like slight bit of color, but nothing too crazy. Not what I would usually expect with a color like this, and it's still looking good on the lips. I'm kind of wondering how they did it, or what the exact formula is, like what's the deal, but I like it. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I actually really love everything that I've tried today. I know I really picked the things that I was excited about, but the things actually lived up to my expectation. Like, these shimmers on the lid are stunning, like exceptional. They look so good. I do have to say there's a little bit of fallout on my face. There's a little bit of shimmer on my face. So if you hate that, then maybe skip these. But I think that could be easily fixed with a little bit of glitter glue, which I didn't use, or maybe like a little bit of a spritz with a setting spray. I love this eye look so much. I think it looks so good. Like, the dimension in these shimmers is beautiful. And then the lip products actually don't seem to have a lot of transfer. They are really comfortable. I love how sheer they are, but still buildable. Like, you can go different ways with these, which I love. And the colors are just stunning. I feel like this shade, the BO4, is so fresh and beautiful. So I cannot speak for everything in this collection, but I have to say, what I've tried I'm really impressed with, and I think I'm even more impressed with it than what I've tried from the Moonlight Mermaid collection. Like, this collection, really, they did something with this. Like, this eyeshadow palette is such beautiful quality, and just the lipsticks gorgeous. I am happy that I still decided to try this collection. And yeah, then that's gonna be everything for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe. And then I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.